listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Chozen After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Chozen After Show.
Yo, Chuck, bust the move, man. I was on my way up here to the studio,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And this brother stopped me and asked me, yo, what's up with
That's
that brother
much better than what we had last week.
I said, yo, the brother
It's not quite the Chosen theme song, but it's getting there. We're slowly moving into it. Hey, everybody. You're listening to AFTERBUZZ TV. We're here talking about Chozen. This is the second episode of the inaugural season, titled Love and Bottlerockets. A very literal title. It's been a literal sort of night. Episode dealt with love, also dealt with bottle rockets. Can we just listen to this song?
Just leave the song on the whole time.
It's just so catchy.
Nobody wants to hear us talk anyways.
For those of you who are wondering who isn't singing and dropping those fat beats in the background, I'm Greg Goodness.
Yo, 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 I'm Roya Taheri.
No.
I tried. Yo.
Yo, it's Scott Moore here, and I will say this was no sex, murder, though. The song is no.
Nothing can ever be sex, murder. And with that, I'm Zach Wilson.
So, while we don't have the intro music right now, and nothing will ever live up to the greatness that is sex, murder, this was an interesting episode because we talked a lot last week about how the series was going to be very focused on music, very focused on, or at least we hypothesized, very focused on this one objective of getting back at Phantasm, getting in, taking him down, getting more money and respect than him. Didn't really see a whole lot of that this episode. This was sort of a weird, outside of the bubble. It's maybe not fair to call it weird because it's only a second episode, but certainly not what I expected. I expected that they would always be on tour, that they would always be sort of rapping and battling, and instead we see essentially an Animal House-esque episode where they're going in and pulling frat tricks.
I have a confession to say, though. Last week, I kept it to myself, but I honestly thought the first episode did have more drama in it than it should have as a comedic, show.
Right.
Because the fact that they brought in Chozen and his sister and went flashback about they had like a brotherly sister moment. It seemed a little bit too it was funny, ha ha ha, but it was an intimate moment between the two, and I was like, that's a little weird that this kind of show would have. It's definitely not like Archer where they would go around that way, but now they actually have drama in it in a funny way.
I like that
drama.
though. It made me care.
Yeah.
At least a little bit.
Right, but I didn't expect that because I'm expecting it to be kind of very similar to Archer.
Well,
since
yeah.
It's,
And I think the other difference too from Archer is the fact that it's sort of on a plot line here. I mean, it's Archer is too, but you know how every episode it was like you can almost have a standalone. Like it feels like it's gonna have a very big continuing thread with them. But I actually like this because I think Chosen's a little delusional on how good. I think they're all a little delusional how good they think they are as rappers. So this makes sense for them to be there. He's supposed to be in college or back there in college with his sister. So it was more realistic to have him there and not trying to go on the road. And
it definitely is more serialized. It has that feeling that, okay, each of these episodes is again going to intertwine with each other. And it's really interesting that you bring up something that they establish now in this episode, which they sort of played on a little bit in the last episode, but they actually call it out. They say they're not really good at rapping. Chozen is arguably great, but the rest of the crew leave something to be desired. I think they actually had Ricky at one point saying, I'm pressing all the buttons, but it still sounds like shit. Like, they have a lot of work to do if they're going to topple this rap empire that Phantasm has built.
But is Chozen actually good at rapping? Because anytime we see him rapping, he's either on drugs or super drunk. with murder,
the
sex,
bar
sex.
at the end of the first episode. That
People
that
were
was
into
him.
it.
Yeah.
That was him live, and
But
that was
him
very
with the
good.
group too, so maybe I don't know.
Aren't all the
but it was
best
good.
performers on drunk or high when they're performing, anyways?
cocaine.
Maybe that's another reason why we're seeing them outside of the rap battle sort of context,
Yeah.
and we're going off into this weird other episode, because Chozen does have a stage persona. All of these characters have a very direct, one-sided stage presence. But here we actually get to see Ricky being a little more vulnerable, a little more in love. We actually get to see all of them being a little more vulnerable and sort of outside of their comfort zone. So do you guys think that we need to go off of stage in order to make this a more compelling series?
I kind of would want, I mean, I thought we were going to keep at least like a B story in every episode at minimum about the music career. This episode had it in the teaser, and then they could have been doing anything with
I love
their
that.
lives.
The teaser was great, though, with the Filipino family
Yeah.
association, and they're
Oh
like
my God.
rapping about drugs and everything, and there's like 5 people there too in the
Yeah.
Filipino family association. I liked it. I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it actually made it more of a real interesting story than so I actually liked it. I actually did.
I like the angle
More
that
than
they're
I thought
going
I
at.
would.
Now that I've accepted what they're going to be doing, I like that. You know.
I love that opening sequence too, because the entire time I'm like, I'm not on board with this. I'm not on board with this, and then they pull back to reveal
where they're at.
a Filipino convention. I'm like, okay, I'm on board now.
Yeah.
You've successfully reeled me in. It's not like the episode was completely devoid of music, though. We got actually what I thought was a song that they sort of used to underscore the tone of the entire episode, where they said, love, shit is evil. Emotions, stupid. Which is really rap boiled down to a very pure form, I feel like, or at least some rappers' messages. Is that going to be a recurring theme throughout the series? Is that we're going to always be rapping about the emotional undertones of what's going on in the episode?
I figure.
Yeah.
Yeah? Could work, I suppose. If we're going to be talking about emotions, though, you know what we have to discuss? The love triangle that is now budding, cropping, growing like a weed, evilness, between Ricky, Troy, and Tracy. Is something that I did not see coming. Because Ricky was sort of into Tracy in the opening episode. They had like a little thing, but now like Ricky and Troy are actually going at it. Is there something are these guys going to continue going at it? Is there one clear winner in any of this?
She's the only female character on the show.
Their options are very limited.
Right.
Well, I kind of feel like Ricky and Troy are very similar in their characteristics. I mean, yeah, Troy is the smarter one, but Ricky, out of the 3, with him Chozen and the other guy that I can't remember his name. What's his name?
Which one?
The other.
You're not talking about Randy the photographer.
No.
You're talking about the other guy in the actual
Not
crew.
Crisco. Not Crisco, right? You're not talking about
No,
him.
I am Crisco.
Yeah.
Oh,
Crisco, yeah,
Yay!
Crisco.
I win at Jeopardy.
Crisco. Crisco's kind of like the stronger one, and then Ricky would be the weaker one, kind of the nerdier out of the 3 of them. So I think he's just got that conflict between.
And
Troy.
Crisco's the one in the relationship too already, so he's not going to be battling it out, at least at this point.
So in a way,
Ricky.
Ricky's kind of a nerd, but he's not a nerd because he's cool. But
Well, they're all sort
There's
of
cool
nerds.
nerds.
No, they all have the gooey emotional center.
wow, I just dug myself
No,
a
no.
hole in that, didn't I?
No, because even Crisco is talking a big game, but then he's on the phone with his girlfriend, and admittedly, he plays up the reason why he's acting like this, because he has a really sweet life. But man, that was some truth bombs that he was dropping. I could tell that was coming from the heart. So all of these guys are putting up a big front.
Of course.
And it's actually sort of funny because Ricky and Troy are doing the opposite thing. They're trying to be hard and really badass, but then they just have this like sort of emotional gooiness that overtakes them, and they can't quite break out of that.
I just thought of Ricky when he went to go get snacks before he went to them, and he has his arm up in the vending machine he's like, oh my God, I can feel you, he sees, oh, Ricky.
I liked him at the beginning of the episode when he was talking about his little sister and like, oh, they're all innocent with their little bangs and shit. Like it was just
They got tiny brains. Trying to keep them innocent.
So that was cute because that kind of brought out that softer side
Yeah.
of like he's looking out for his, little kid, sister, and everything. So I like that.
If you were Tracy, would you go with either of them? I'm asking
Roya,
all but-
right?
No, I'm asking
You're asking
you
Zach.
two
Yeah.
to imagine yourselves as women, and then I'm asking you to imagine yourself as a man
And would
who is
she
also
take me?
Tracy or Roy. Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
What?
Don't try to think it away.
And now it's too. Now I'm
Decipher what it
overthinking
is.
it.
No, they're both out of their minds.
Well, I don't know. Ricky has his own place. Troy is gonna get a degree, so I don't know. They could be money from Troy.
Well,
and
Ricky's
Ricky
got
already has
a
home. Hey, it's
trailer in
still
his-
a home.
He's gonna put granite countertops.
Yes.
Yeah, learn the real estate before you talk, dog.
Tracy is single now, thanks to Chozen
Which-
entirely.
Kai is apparently a jock. I did not get that out of the first episode.
Yeah, they had
I
mentioned
thought
that
he
he
was a
was
nerd.
flabby, a little bit flabby. I mean, I know it was ironic that Chozen was saying it, a little bit of flab on him, but I didn't catch that immediately
No.
either.
Yeah,
no,
he's
I
a
didn't.
frat
I
boy.
didn't think he was going to turn out to be like a jackass or
Yeah, he was
anything.
a
Yeah.
douchey guy, so it's like good riddance.
He had power over their relationship. I did not see that at all.
But the irony of that is that he wasn't actually that much of a douche. We assume that he was cheating on her the entire episode.
Yeah.
And that was sort of our basis for why we hate him.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that he wasn't, and he bails on the relationship, which rightfully so. They're crazy people.
Hey, they are crazy, and you know what? But he didn't answer any of her texts. Like, come on, come on.
She texts way too much. Weren't you listening
Well,
to Kai?
I know that was great when he was like, "LOL, you can S my D."
Yeah. He's a little weird though. His cousin was in his room when she came out of the
Right.
shower.
That's
in
what
a
I'm saying. It
towel?
doesn't all add up to me. Like she was, that still doesn't add up to me.
I mean, if you live in a dorm, I guess there's not a lot of places to go.
You could leave the room.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was taking a shower and my cousin was in the room and I had to come out of there, I'd be like, "Hey, can you leave?"
Or you
or
say
something.
like you're maybe if it was a female cousin or
Oh, if it was a male cousin and
Right.
I would be like, "Hey, can you leave?" Well, either cousin, if I'm changing, cousins do not have to. When you're kids, that's cool, I guess. I don't know.
But you don't change in front of everybody like I do. I mean, doesn't everybody do that?
Scott changes naked in front of us all the time.
I mean, come on.
Scott
You
goes through at
don't?
least 3 wardrobe changes while we're watching
Right.
Chosen.
I mean, here's the question: have we seen the last of Kai?
No.
I,
We're like no.
no, he's got to
No.
come back
Absolutely.
in some
Tracy's
capacity. Yeah, because Tracy's head over heels for him for some inexplicable reason. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess he does have a pretty sweet body, guys. But other than that, there's not a whole lot of substance to Kai.
No, but it's too small of a world too. The way they've set this up on the university campus and everything. So yeah, I definitely think he.
I
Can't
think he's gonna be
escape.
gay. I think he is.
Interesting.
Chosen wakes up one day next to Kai.
Ooh, that would be a real. Ooh, I don't even know what kind of shape
no.
that is.
Wow.
Not a love triangle, a love quadrangle, pentagon. I don't know.
Menage a trois.
Yeah, well, menage a trois is what they have going on, but now you're adding in
Yeah, you
Chosen
just save that
into
for
the
prediction
equation.
there. I mean, that's
Menage
a
a trois is
good
an
one.
entirely different thing, Greg.
What's the? I didn't know. I wasn't the one who said it. Why are you blaming me?
You are the one that said menage a trois.
I did not say menage a trois. That
Well, you
was
agreed with it.
Oh my god, I'm getting blamed for everything. I was gonna go off into how it's like a love pentagram or something.
Pentagram.
Oh God!
Now I just feel bad. Now you guys are just dumping on me.
You got to bring Satan into
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Like, jeez. Had to
Hey.
go there.
Well, if you all want to dump on me, if everyone wants to hate on Greg and blame me for all of their problems,
Their
your problems,
woes.
I don't know. Then you can go on iTunes and you can do that. I'm serious. We welcome your comments. We want to know what you guys think of the show, what you think of what we're doing here.
iTunes.
Is it free?
Typing in.
It
now.
is free.
Wow.
You don't have
Right.
to drop a penny. You
No
can
way.
be poor as heck. But if
Subscribing.
you got a computer and a little bit of spare storage on your memory drive, I don't know what they're called. I'm not good with technology. Then you can download it and it's all free. And we appreciate the love. The comments are through some crazy algorithm how we keep the lights on around here. So we want to know what you guys think.
And how we have any a bit of self-esteem as well. So please.
Yeah.
Menage a trois.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. You can all tell us what the real definition of a menage a trois
I just
is.
think of Britney Spears and her 1, 2, 3 song, and then she changes into Menage a Trois, doesn't she? No. Okay.
I know what it
Sorry, I
means.
brought Britney
I know
Spears
what it
into
means.
this.
Too.
I know what it
No.
means. It's something I'll never get. But
Oh, well, speak for yourself.
Well, if you're
No
Kai,
comment-
maybe
no,
if you bring your
no
cousin
comment
in.
from here.
You can't be talking about Britney Spears when it's a room full of guys who exclusively listen to white gay rappers. Okay, that's all that we listen to now here on Chosen.
That's right. There's no other type of music.
Yeah, that's it. It's a very narrow genre, but we've really honed in on it. You know who's honing in on something? That's right, I'm going to keep doing it. Chosen seems to have a bit of a gooey emotional core for Hunter. He's talking up a big game. He's making him sleep in a broom closet after huffing floor cleaner. Does that work? Is that a thing?
I guess.
Get high off of floor wax? Why not?
And then
That'll be the thing that people comment on. They're like,
know.
you can definitely get I've tried it. You definitely get pretty.
But you gotta make sure you put
Best
the
high
chapstick
ever.
on.
Well, you don't want to get any chapped lips from.
Right.
From what?
Well, the making out. He's got,
Oh,
he's got
okay.
a little, you know.
Yeah.
Just saying all
Do
this
tell.
stuff. That's all I'm going with. I'm not going. I'm not saying anything else right now.
Nothing to do
This
with
is
the
a family-friendly show.
So, is Chosen the badass that we crack him up to be? I think there are probably some points in this episode where we saw no.
Well,
right?
even in the first episode, he was not a
absolutely.
badass.
Right? No, he's not.
Yeah, he's a teddy bear.
No, it's all just a facade.
Is prison doing that to him, or is that the world of hip hop, or a little bit of both?
We meet him at the very beginning, and he's this nice guy, don't do drugs. Like, he's a rapper, but he believes in being clean. And then, like, I think he goes to prison, and he kind of has to do what he does and turns him into the Chosen we now know and love.
That's true, because that montage of him being tackled in the shower, and then how it changes is kind of a way that he changed, too.
And it was very, very hard to pick up on, but definitely in that scene where Kai is or Hunter, rather. I'm sorry. I'm already thinking about this.
See, but
menage a
no,
trois.
but I got them confused too in this episode. I kept thinking Kai and Hunter were
Hunter,
other people.
they had a little bit of a moment by the tree, even though Chosen is sort of shoving him off. Was it a look? What was the vibe? Am I just reading into it too much?
No, I got that vibe from it, too, that he was just into him. Are you talking about Hunter, or when he was standing by the tree, or
Hunter
Chosen?
is very,
Hunter, we know,
very
yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
into Chosen, to the point where he's willing to sleep in a janitor closet and slip floor wax, which, depending on who you are, that might be extremely weird or just a typical Friday
Well,
night.
Apparently, Chosen is really good at gay sex.
Yes.
Because
Life-changing.
he changed 2 truck stop guys' lives or whatever.
And took their pants, or
Why
did
is
they
it
just
got to
leave
be
their pants
called
behind?
gay sex? Why not just sex? He's good at sex.
We haven't seen him.
Voice of tolerance and
Yes,
reason
that's right.
chiming in from the booth. Thank
He
you,
did.
Phil.
Because we haven't seen him have sex with a woman yet. Who knows what his skill level is there?
Yeah, maybe he's fantastic. We don't know.
The point is, we don't know.
We don't know, guys.
Well, his sex with men is amazing because they ride on unicorns when it happens. They saw that.
He was also doing
Well,
a
they
whole
were.
lot
Yeah,
of
he was doing some other
sort of
things and
drug.
pharmaceuticals.
Minor
and
details,
drinking,
minor
like,
details.
kinda, you know.
If you're not being ridden on a unicorn when you're having sex, then you're not having
You're
sex.
doing it all
okay?
wrong. That's what it is.
Quote me
You're
on
doing
that.
it all wrong.
That
All
brings
these
up,
years.
that brings up an interesting point, though. We're learning a lot on
We
Chosen,
are.
you guys. We're really growing as
We are.
people. That does bring up an interesting point, though, because we really didn't get to learn anything about Hunter in this episode.
Oh, I didn't know where you're going with that. I thought you were
Where's he
gonna-
from? What's his background?
No, that
Oh,
exactly.
he plays lacrosse,
We know that he plays
or he
lacrosse.
likes to catch balls. I don't know, because he has a lacrosse stick. I don't know.
Okay.
We didn't see a-
You know,
Okay.
that's just low
I
hanging
know, right?
We're trying to run a classy establishment here.
Are we?
Okay, so
No.
he's a frat. He's in the frat.
Yes.
And he plays lacrosse,
Mm-hmm.
and he loves Chosen. So what's more to know about him?
I mean, I guess that is Chosen's
What's his favorite
ideal
color?
person. Is that as long as you really, really love Chosen, maybe that's good enough for Chosen. Someone who loves Chozen as much as Chozen is perfect for Chozen.
Okay.
Did I just blow your mind?
Did. It was like it kind of went over my head. There was like a.
Chozen is a narcissist.
I know, I got it, but
I don't know if you
the
picked
way
up
you
on that.
said it confused me.
Oh,
I think I need a map. I don't know.
We're adding another layer onto the love pentagram here. We're trying to figure out the emotional range.
It goes over here. And then,
No, we have to get a diagram and
Next.
draw it out.
and then
A unicorn. Don't forget the
Yes, the
unicorn.
unicorn.
Oh,
It's gonna be there. Yeah.
bring unicorn in over here.
Do you guys think that Hunter's coming back then? Is he going to keep
yeah.
running
Yes.
in?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he'll be back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'll go into for predictions. I'll go into Hunter. I'll get into the Hunter topic. That's
tease. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
That's coming up.
I mean, I'm curious what other people besides this panel are saying about the show.
Yeah, there is a lot.
I like that. You
Thanks
said
for
Look
the
at that.
laugh, man.
Spikes.
Did.
We do have someone who, I guess, an entire organization really that put their stamp of no approval on Chozen, and that brings us to this week's news and gossip / special segment / we're gonna talk about stuff.
AfterBuzz TV News.
LA Times writing a not so flattering review of Chozen. And even in just talking about what they were saying, we all, I think, had different interpretations of what the crux of their argument was. My takeaway from it was that they were saying Chozen is not a good show because it does not portray a gay man in the world of hip-hop in a positive enough light. Now, what was your takeaway from it, everyone else? Because I know you had different opinions.
I took it away as that they didn't push the envelope enough. That they had this setup with Chozen being the gay rapper that he is, and they kind of just did lame jokes with it versus pushing the envelope. But my opinion about that is you can't. This is the first episode. He will do it throughout the entire season. So I think they just need to slow their roll.
Yeah, they want to push the envelope. You're talking about a show that had KKK jokes on Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Exactly. Well, I'm just gonna throw out the gay card there, and I'm gonna say, from my perspective, I will say what you were talking about is that I don't think this is the type of show. It already is pushing the envelope. The fact that it's a gay, white rapper, like that's already something that's different and putting gay into a different context. But this is not the type of show where you're looking to like. It's supposed to be funny and silly. You can't take it so seriously and so literal. So I think that, again, on your point there, they just need to calm down and take the show for what it is, because already the premise is something different than what you would normally find. If you want some smart stuff, go watch something else.
Yeah.
If you want to just laugh and enjoy and take it for what it is, I think it did a good point with that.
Well, it reminded me of a discussion that we had, Scott, back when we also host Archer. Last season, Archer had an episode with a gay character who was basically trying to seduce Archer, and there was a small but well-noted cry on the internet that, oh, how dare you portray a gay man like this, and that in a negative light, and that he's trying to seduce people. And my argument then, and my argument with this show, is that just because you have a character who is gay or who is a minority or who belongs to a group that is traditionally picked on, you don't need to make that person a shining example of what a human being, like the penultimate
and perfect.
person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's not what this is supposed to be anyways.
Because we are flawed. We are flawed individuals, even as members of various groups, whatever. If it was a show about a perfect individual doing everything perfectly, it would be a terrible show.
I was going to say, it wouldn't be a show.
Yeah. It would be it would be a kid show. It would run on PBS. Take that back. This would never run on PBS. But you see the slippery slope argument that I'm using here.
And what's funny is that they picked out those kind of traits out of the show, but they didn't even really bash the fact that Danny McBride's character is a perv that takes pictures.
Yeah.
And has websites for everything. Like,
Randy is reprehensible.
Yeah.
He's horrible.
Exactly.
Like, even in this episode, I mean, obviously this wasn't in that other episode, but he wanted to jerk off in the van while watching the
Which
cousin.
Chozen was totally cool with.
Yeah, of course.
Also, totally unrelated, but I just want to point out, I laughed like a madman when that girl just ate it on the diving board and bounced into the pool. I did not see that coming.
No, I didn't either.
But I think it's relevant because this is an argument that we've heard not just at the LA Times, but other people have been bringing
an argument that's going to continue to go on.
Yeah, so we might as well lay out our thoughts on it very quick and fast here. With that, I think it's time we hear that spooky theremin music.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I know it's not rap. I know it's not created by a gay white rapper, but oh man, I do love that theremin music. Let's go around the table, guys. I'm going to force you to go first, Roya. Predict something.
Well, I had something for Hunter, and I just spaced out. I didn't write it down. So stay tuned for next week, and I'll have it for you. No, I think Hunter is going to be Chozen's main man. I think we're going to see a lot. That softer side we saw in the first episode is going to come out of Chozen, no pun intended, and he's going to be more with him. And I think, Hunter. And then Tracy is going to be obsessed with her ex-boyfriend, Kai, and try and win him back. And let's see, who else is there? Ricky and Troy are still going to do their same thing of hunting down Tracy. I think maybe they'll become friends. I think they will become best buddies.
Okay.
Going back to what I was saying last week about how I envisioned Chozen getting to have a good LTR or whatever. I think he is going to go that route because he's got the block up right now, but that's going to fall by the wayside as we move through the season, and he's going to let his guard down a little bit and allow himself to potentially fall in love. And I think there will be, the big meetup will be with Phantasm at the end when he comes to the university. That's what I'm envisioning now. There's going to be a big showdown at the end.
Drop some truth bombs. Come on.
I agree. Long-term relationship for Chozen. I think Tracy is going to hook up with Crisco.
Ooh.
They set up this whole thing about how he never cheats. Mm-hmm. And why set that up if you're not going to break it?
Right.
That's true. I was actually going to lead off with a Crisco prediction as well. I think that all that smack talking he's doing about living off of his lovely, or I don't know, we haven't met her, maybe she's not lovely, but I think all the smack talk's going to come back. It's going to lead to some serious problems in that relationship.
Well, if she cheats, because remember he did say his quote was, when a girl starts a slipping, Crisco gets a dipping. So maybe she'll do something to allow him to
I love this
that
outro
next move.
music.
I do too.
Yeah.
Real quick though, last week I mentioned that Phantasm reminded me of someone. I figured out who it is. It's if a Street Fighter, the one with the blonde mohawk, and a Dragon Ball Z character had a baby, it would be him.
That's not someone to remind you of. That's a completely made-up character.
I totally understand.
But I get it.
Thank you.
But I get it. I do get it.
Okay.
All right.
So
with you.
there.
I get it. All right.
Take your unicorn and go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your unicorn and shove it.
If you guys want to check out what we're doing, you can follow us on Twitter. I'm at Greg Goodness.
And I'm on Twitter and Instagram at HeyRoya. That's HeyRoya.
And it's none of your business where I am on Instagram. No, but I'm on Twitter at SMan80. That's SMAN80 if I could spell that. And I'm here at Klondike Wednesday nights and Looking on Sunday nights.
I'm Zach Wilson. You can find me on Twitter at @ZachWilson and also catch me on Helix, Grim, and Almost Human.
All right, go blow up a frat house, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
you later.
And don't blow up a frat house.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.